The massive alien warship emerged in Earth's orbit, casting a shadow that swallowed sunlight. On the bridge of his flagship, Admiral Vexter gazed coldly at the blue planet below. Behind him, 200 warships hovered in flawless formation, each towering over the largest vessels humanity had ever constructed. "Send the message, Vexter," commanded his communications officer. On Earth's orbital station, alarms blared through every corridor. Commander Jake Morrison sprinted to the main control room, where technicians stared in horror at their screens. The alien fleet had materialized without warning. Their technology far superior to anything Earth had encountered, sir. "We're receiving a transmission," Lieutenant Kate Brooks stammered. "Put it on screen," Jake ordered. The reptilian visage of Admiral Vexter filled the display. His yellow eyes were devoid of emotion as he spoke in flawless English. "People of Earth, I am Admiral Vexter of the Zepyrian Empire. Your planet has been selected for integration into our great civilization." Jake's blood ran cold. He had heard tales of the Zepyrian Empire worlds crushed with merciless precision. Entire populations enslaved. "You have 72 hours to surrender completely," Vexter continued. "Disarm all military forces and prepare your leaders for transport to our capital. Resistance will result in your planet's annihilation. We have conquered 47 worlds in this manner, none of which refused our generous offer." The transmission ended, leaving the control room silent. Jake immediately contacted Earth's government. Within an hour, President Jake Morrison convened an emergency meeting in a secure underground bunker beneath Washington. Despite sharing a name, President Morrison was nothing like the orbital commander. Calm and seasoned, he had guided Earth through crisis, but none like this. Defense Secretary Lisa Carter entered the room clutching a thick folder, her pale face betraying her anxiety. "Mr. President, I have the analysis of their fleet," she said, spreading photographs across the table. Each image depicted immense alien warships bristling with advanced weaponry. "Our estimates indicate they have over 200 ships, armed with plasma cannons capable of destroying entire cities. Their shields appear nearly impenetrable," Carter explained. General Pete Sullivan, Earth's top military officer, shook his head grimly. "Sir, we have 30 frigates and 12 cruisers, most over 2 decades old. We've prioritized exploration and trade, not preparing for a war like this. Against that fleet, we wouldn't last an hour." President Morrison scanned the room, seeing the same hopelessness on every face. Earth's military had never prepared for such an overwhelming threat. "What about our allies?" Secretary Carter asked. Admiral Sam Hayes, silent until now, finally spoke. "The Centurions are too distant. The Vegan Republic is already under Zepyrian control. The few free worlds remaining are in hiding, hoping to avoid the Empire's notice." President Morrison walked to the bunker's window, imagining the alien fleet poised above like vultures circling their prey. "So we're alone," he murmured. "Not entirely, sir," came a voice from the back of the room. All eyes turned to Admiral Hayes, who shared a knowing glance with General Sullivan. "What do you mean?" the president asked. Admiral Hayes hesitated. "There are classified projects that could be relevant to our situation, but I need your authorization to discuss them." General Sullivan nodded. "The Admiral is right, sir. There are things we've kept under wraps, things that could shift the balance." Secretary Carter frowned. "I have top security clearance. I should be aware of any major military initiatives." "Not this one," Hayes replied, his tone grave. "Only 5 people on Earth know of this project. It requires direct presidential authorization for disclosure." The president scrutinized the 2 officers. He had trusted them for years. If they believed hope remained, he had to consider it. Meanwhile, above Earth, Admiral Vexter reviewed reports from his scouts. Confident in his impending victory, the alien commander questioned his aide. "What is the status of their defenses?" Vexler asked. Commander Zachlin checked his datapad. "Sir, they have 42 military vessels, all using outdated nuclear engines and primitive projectile weaponry," he replied. The Zepyrian admiral studied the reports with satisfaction. "Their orbital stations are barely armed," Vexler remarked, a cruel smile revealing rows of razor-sharp teeth. "This should be one of our easiest victories." Begin standard intimidation procedures, destroy a few of their outer stations. That usually convinces them to surrender swiftly. Back in the bunker, President Morrison made his decision. Admiral Hayes, General Sullivan, you have my full authorization. Tell me about this classified project. The two men exchanged a weighted glance. Admiral Hayes exhaled deeply. Sir, what if I told you Earth's true military strength has been concealed for the past 15 years? What if everything the aliens believe they know about us is entirely false? A hush fell over the room. President Morrison leaned forward. I'd say you'd better explain right now. Admiral Hayes approached the main screen and activated it. The display revealed the vast emptiness of space, with Jupiter's moon, Europa, looming in the distance. 15 years ago, we discovered something in the outer solar system, Hayes began. A probe from an unknown civilization crashed on one of Saturn's moons. Inside, we uncovered technology beyond anything we'd ever imagined. President Morrison's eyes narrowed. What kind of technology? General Sullivan pressed a button and the screen changed to detailed schematics and images of alien materials, advanced components, he explained. Energy systems far superior to nuclear power, and most importantly, blueprints for weapons and ships. Secretary Carter stared at the images in disbelief. Why wasn't I informed? Because we didn't know if it would work, Hayes replied. The technology was so advanced that our top scientists spent years just grasping its fundamentals. We kept it secret until we were confident of its potential. The screen shifted again, showing footage of a sprawling underground facility. Beneath Europa's ice, workers in environmental suits maneuvered enormous machinery. We built a hidden shipyard under Europa's frozen surface, General Sullivan explained. The ice blocks all energy signatures, keeping the operation concealed. For the past 12 years, we've been constructing something unprecedented. President Morrison watched the footage in awe. The scale was unimaginable. What exactly did you build? Admiral Hayes allowed himself a small smile. Super carrier, sir. The largest warship in human history. We call it the UES Titan. The screen displayed the vessel, and gasps filled the room. Stretching for miles, the ship gleamed with a silvery, otherworldly hue. Pulses of blue light ran along its surface like veins of energy. How big is it? Whispered Secretary Carter. 15 kilometers long, Hayes answered. It carries 500 advanced fighter craft, each one stronger than our best cruisers. The Titan itself is armed with weapons capable of obliterating an entire fleet. President Morrison rose slowly. And you're certain this will work against the aliens? General Sullivan nodded with conviction. Sir, this technology came from a civilization far beyond the Zephyrians. We've tested every system. The Titan is ready. Above Earth, Admiral Vexter's patience wore thin. Target their orbital mining station, he commanded. Destroy it completely. The flagship's primary cannon charged, unleashing a searing plasma beam. It struck the station with catastrophic force, producing an explosion visible from Earth's surface, a fiery flash tearing through the night sky. Send another message, Vexter ordered. Inform them they now have 48 hours remaining. In the bunker, news of the station's destruction reached the meeting. 23 lives were lost in the attack, a chilling demonstration of alien power. We need to activate the Titan immediately, urged General Sullivan. Admiral Hayes glanced at his watch. Captain Turner has already begun the activation sequence. But we must proceed cautiously. Moving too soon could alert the aliens and prompt reinforcements. President Morrison studied the tactical display showing the enemy fleet. How much time do you need? 24 hours minimum, Hayes replied. The Titan has been in hibernation to avoid detection. Bringing all systems online, especially the primary weapons, requires time. Meanwhile, in Europa's concealed shipyard, Captain Alex Turner received the long-awaited encrypted command. A tall, composed figure, Turner had overseen the Titan's final phases for 3 years. Maria, begin the awakening sequence, he instructed his chief engineer. Maria Rodriguez, the project's lead engineer, had spent years unraveling alien energy systems. She now understood them better than the original scientists who discovered them. Quantum drive's engaging, Captain, Maria confirmed. Estimated time to full power, 18 hours. Deep within the colossal ship, dormant. Systems stirred to life. Lights blinked on, and energy coursed through the Titan, awakening a sleeping giant. The Titan's lights flickered on, illuminating corridors that had been dark for months. Its artificial intelligence, a fusion of human ingenuity and alien technology, began diagnostics on every system. In his laboratory deep within the ship, Dr. Ben Parker, head of the Xenotechnology research team, monitored the weapon systems. These weapons operated on principles far beyond human science. Manipulating gravity itself instead of relying on traditional energy or projectile systems. All weapon systems show green, Captain, Dr. Parker reported. The gravitational lance is charging normally. Fighter bay doors are responding to commands. On the bridge, Captain Alex Turner stood by the viewport, peering up at the faint stars through Europa's thick ice. Soon the Titan would break free from its icy tomb and reveal its existence to the galaxy. Lieutenant Commander Kate Brooks coordinated with Earth's fleet, composed of aging ships taking defensive positions around the planet. To the Zepyrians, it would look like humanity was mounting a desperate last stand with inadequate technology. Captain, incoming message from Admiral Hayes, said Communications Officer Ryan Bell. Turner activated the secure channel, and Admiral Hayes appeared on the screen, his expression weary but resolute. Alex, the aliens destroyed mining. Station 7. They're not bluffing. We'll be ready, sir, Turner replied. The Titan will emerge in 18 hours. Ensure Earth is prepared for what comes next. The President has authorized full combat engagement, Hayes added. Show them what humanity is capable of. On the alien flagship, Commander Zach Lynn reviewed sensor readings from the Jupiter system. Strange energy signatures emanated from Europa, but they resembled natural geological activity. Sure. Should we investigate these readings? Asked Admiral Vexter. The alien leader glanced at the data and dismissed it. Ignore it. Primitive worlds always produce peculiar energy readings. Focus on their fleet movements. Beneath Europa's frozen crust, the Titan began to stir. Dormant systems activated. Lights pulsed with alien energy, and vibrations rippled through the ship. Begin emergence sequence, Turner commanded. Massive thermal charges melted kilometers of ice that had concealed the supercarrier for years, sending plumes of steam erupting toward the surface like geysers. Ice depth at 2 kilometers, Captain, Chief Engineer Maria Rodriguez reported. Hull integrity at 100%. We'll breach the surface in 30 minutes. Throughout the ship, crew members felt the vibrations. Many had never seen the Titan from the outside, having spent years within its hidden chambers, preparing for this moment. On Earth, Admiral Hayes monitored the tactical display. The alien fleet inched closer, positioning for an assault. Earth's forces are in place, Hayes relayed to the Titan. Make it count. Above Europa, cracks spiderwebbed across the moon's icy surface as the Titan rose. Steam and gas erupted from fissures, creating a stunning display. Then, with a deafening crack, the ship broke free, sending massive ice chunks hurtling into space. The Titan emerged in all its glory, its immense hull gleaming in the sunlight. Alien hybrid materials reflected light in a mesmerizing display, while streams of blue energy pulsed along the armor. Hangar bays opened, revealing swarms of advanced fighter craft. My God, Dr. Parker whispered from the observation deck. We actually did it. On the bridge, Captain Turner surveyed the ship's rise into open space. All stations report status. Weapon systems fully operational, Dr. Parker confirmed. Engines at full power, Rodriguez added. Fighter squadrons ready? For launch, Squadron Leader Bell replied. But the Titan's emergence did not go unnoticed. Its automated solar system sensors detected its massive energy signature, transmitting the data to Earth, Mars, and alien observers. On the Zepyrian flagship, Commander Lin was reviewing the sensor feed when an alert flashed on his screen. Sir, we're detecting unusual activity in the Jupiter system. Admiral Vexter, planning Earth's final assault, turned to Lin. What kind of activity? Massive energy readings from Europa, much larger than anything humans have. Displayed, Vexter examined the data with mild curiosity. Likely a mining operation or a primitive power plant, he mused. Beknownst to the Zephyrians, humanity's greatest secret was no longer asleep. The Titan had awakened, and the galaxy would never be the same. Admiral Vexter glanced at the energy readings again. Nuclear technology creating massive energy waste? He scoffed. These humans are primitive. Their energy patterns are inconsistent with anything advanced. But sir, Commander Zachlin pressed, the energy signatures don't match any known human systems. Vexter waved a claw dismissively. We have conquered 47 worlds. I have seen every form of primitive ingenuity. Focus on the assault, Commander. Meanwhile, aboard the Titan, Captain Turner received department updates. Every system was operational, but the time to intercept was tight. Navigation. Set course for Earth. Maximum speed, Turner commanded. Aye, Captain. Estimated arrival. 16 hours, replied the navigator. Turner frowned. That would leave just 8 hours before the alien deadline, a razor-thin margin. On Earth, the visible fleet prepared to buy time. Colonel Steve Martinez stood on the cruiser Hartford, binoculars trained on the alien ships. Each vessel was a fortress of weapons and power, enough to destroy Hartford with one shot. Incoming transmission. From Fleet Command, reported the comms officer. Admiral Hayes appeared on the screen. All ships. Maintain positions and prepare for engagement. Help is coming, but we need to hold the line. Martinez swallowed hard. What kind of help could change the outcome against this overwhelming force? Still, he had his orders, and he would see them through. Aboard the Titan, preparations intensified. Commander Amy Foster oversaw the fighter squadron's final checks. Pilots trained for years on simulators were eager to prove the capabilities of their advanced craft in combat.
All squadrons report ready for launch,
She informed Captain Turner. Major Kelly Davis, leader of the first squadron, addressed her. Team, remember your training. These aliens think we're primitive. Let's show them how wrong they are. Elsewhere on the ship, Dr. Paul Kim readied the medical bay for casualties, and weapons technicians prepared exotic ammunition. The engineering crew monitored the quantum drives, which propelled the Titan faster than any human vessel before it. Captain Turner stood at the bridge viewport. Watching the stars blur as they approached Earth, he clenched his fists, steeling himself. Soon, these stars will witness a battle the galaxy will never forget. Incoming message from Earth, the comms officer reported. President Morrison's face appeared, weary but resolute. Captain Turner, the entire planet is counting on you and your crew. Show them what humanity is capable of. Turner nodded. We won't let you down, sir. The Titan is ready for battle. The Titan arrived at Earth with just 2 hours to spare. It positioned itself behind the moon, hidden from alien sensors. All fighters ready for launch, Commander Foster reported. Weapon systems charged and operational, Dr. Parker added. Turner studied the tactical display. Earth's fleet of outdated frigates and cruisers seemed laughable compared to the alien armada. That was the plan. This is it, Turner addressed the crew. Today we show the galaxy humanity will not bow to any empire. High above Earth, Admiral Vexter's patience wore thin. The humans had refused to surrender. All ships prepare for assault, he ordered. Target their orbital defenses. I want their protections shattered before we raise their cities. The Zephyrian fleet moved into a precise attack formation. Their 200 warships bristled with weapons, charging for their lethal strike. On Earth's orbital station, alarms blared. Commander Jake Morrison watched the alien ships approach. His heart pounded as he spoke into the intercom. All stations, this is command. Prepare for the fight of your lives. The Titan loomed in the background like a celestial titan of legend, its energy systems humming with barely contained power. Alien ships continued to fire sporadically, but every attack was either absorbed or redirected with devastating accuracy. The tide of battle had shifted, and it was humanity that now held the upper hand. Captain Dr. Parker reported from the Weapons Control Center. The gravitational lance is fully charged and ready for use. Target their flagship, Captain Turner commanded. Let them know the Titan is more than just a symbol.
Decided they.
Alien flagship Admiral Vexter was pacing furiously. How are they doing this? Our shields are supposed to be impenetrable, he snarled. Commander Zachlin hesitated before replying. Admiral, the humans must have reverse-engineered technology, far beyond what we anticipated. Their understanding has surpassed our projections. Vexter slammed a clawed fist onto the tactical table. It doesn't matter. We are the Zephyrian Empire. Order all ships to regroup and focus their fire on that supercarrier. But it was too late. The gravitational lance fired, sending a ripple of reality-bending energy directly at the alien flagship. Space itself seemed to warp as the weapon tore through the alien vessel's shields like wet tissue paper. The Zephyrian flagship disintegrated in an explosion of light and debris, the shockwave scattering nearby ships like leaves in a storm. Aboard the Titan, the crew erupted in cheers. But Captain Turner raised his hand to silence them. Stay focused, he said firmly. This battle isn't over yet. In the alien fleet, chaos reigned. Without their flagship, command structures broke down, and the remaining ships began to retreat in disarray. The human fighters pursued, picking off stragglers with precision. Major Kelly Davis's squadron was relentless, their advanced weapons and unmatched maneuverability turning the once dominant fleet into scattered wreckage. Admiral Hayes, Turner said over the secure channel, the alien fleet is retreating. We have secured the system. On Earth, celebrations broke out in cities and military bases as the news spread, the sight of the alien armada being driven back by humanity's ingenuity and determination would be remembered as a defining moment in history. Back on the Titan's bridge, Captain Turner allowed himself a small smile. All stations, begin recovery operations. Well done, everyone. As the Titan's fighters returned to their hangars and the remaining alien ships fled into the void, one thing became clear. Humanity was no longer a species to be underestimated. The galaxy had witnessed the birth of a new power, and the era of Earth's isolation was over. For centuries, Earth had been seen as a backwater planet, home to a species with little more than rudimentary interstellar capabilities. But that perception had been shattered in a single battle. The galaxy had witnessed humanity's emergence as a force to be reckoned with, one that had not only repelled the mightiest fleet of the Zephyrian Empire, but reshaped the galactic order. The aftermath of the battle left more questions than answers for those watching. How had a species considered primitive, outmaneuvered, and outgunned the apex predator of the galaxy? The secret of Earth's hidden preparations was only beginning to unfold, and it was even more astounding than the battle itself. Admiral Turner, newly promoted and commanding Earth's first fully realized solar defense fleet, understood the weight of his new role. This isn't just about defending Earth anymore, he had told his crew in a private address. We're the hope for countless others who've lived under tyranny. Every decision we make now echoes across the stars. As humanity's supercarriers, the Titan and her 7 sister ships completed construction, they became symbols of hope and deterrence. The galaxy took notice, and alliances once thought impossible began to form. The secret of Earth's edge, Dr. Ben Parker's revelation about the origins of Earth's breakthrough technology became classified at the highest levels. The future had reached back to save itself, ensuring the tools humanity needed were in place before the Zephyrian threat could overwhelm them. This paradox was both humbling and daunting. We are our own saviors, Parker explained during a closed session with President Morrison. Our descendants understood the stakes and gave us the tools to secure not only Earth, but the galaxy itself. President Morrison reflected on the implications of this discovery. If humanity could rise from such peril, we can guide others toward peace and prosperity. The galactic shift news of the Zephyrian Empire's defeat rippled across the galaxy, sparking a domino effect. Oppressed worlds declared independence, and resistance movements reignited with newfound hope. The once dominant empire fractured as its former vassals rallied to overthrow their overlords. Meanwhile, humanity's role as a stabilizing force grew. The Galactic Council convened an emergency session, where Earth's delegation proposed sweeping reforms. Power should no longer reside in the hands of the few who wield it through fear, President Morrison declared. Let us build a galaxy where justice and cooperation prevail. The proposal passed with overwhelming support, ushering in a new era of interstellar diplomacy, a future of endless possibilities. Admiral Turner stood on the Titan's observation deck as alien diplomats from across the galaxy arrived to forge alliances. He felt the weight of responsibility, but also a deep sense of pride. Humanity was no longer a species defined by its past struggles, but by its potential to shape the future, as the first wave of Earth-led exploratory missions prepared to venture into uncharted regions of the galaxy. Dr. Parker's final report echoed in Turner's mind. The artifacts from our future were not just tools, they were a message. A reminder that no matter how dark the horizon may seem, we have the power to illuminate it. And so, the age of humanity began, a time not of conquest, but of discovery, unity, and hope for a galaxy that had long been divided.